I'm no millionaire, but I'm not the type to care, 'cause I've got a pocket full of dreams. It's my universe, even with an empty purse, 'cause I've got a pocket full of dreams. I wouldn't take the wealth of Wall Street for a road where nature trod, and I calculate that I'm worth my weight in goldenrod. Lucky, lucky me, I can live in luxury, 'cause I've got a pocket full of dreams. Well, there we go. Is our song for the day, which has absolutely nothing to do with what we're cooking, because today we are going to make a blueberry zucchini coffee cake. And so let's get right to it. At the beginning of the video, you probably noticed that we have a lovely day here in Regina, Saskatchewan. It is snowing on the 2nd day of October. A little early for us, but you get what you get and you live with it. Alrighty. So for our ingredients in this lovely cake, we start off with 3 eggs beaten. And you want to use a large bowl for this, because by the time we add all the ingredients, it'll take up a fair bit of room. So 3 eggs, lightly beaten, go into our big bowl. If I can get them to come out, there we go. Now, this is a very sweet cake because it takes 2 1/4 cups of sugar. So we're going to dump that in there. It takes 1 cup of canola oil, or vegetable oil. Now, you can use Splenda for this cake, if you prefer. I'm using sugar because, once again, this is going somewhere else. I'll just set this here for the time being. And then we want 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So here we go. Here's 1, 2, 3. Now we'll take a fork and we'll blend that all together. So that's 3 eggs lightly beaten, 2 1/4 cups of sugar, 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1 cup of vegetable oil. I usually use canola oil for this. I think olive oil would be a bit strange, but I guess you could try it. And you just want to whip that all together till it's kind of a nice fluffy blend. I don't know if you can see that there or not. Alrighty, once we have that together, we're going to add 2 cups of grated or shredded zucchini. Now, I know some people don't care for zucchini. I had somebody mention that one time in one of my previous videos, but if I served you this cake and didn't tell you there was zucchini in it, you would likely never know. So don't write it off just because it's got zucchini in it and you don't like zucchini. And you want to blend that into the mix really well. Oh, we got a rather large chunk of zucchini there, so that might make a liar out of me if that was left in there. I'll just take that out. And we're going to blend that together real well, mix it up, and then we're going to set that aside. Now you want another bowl, and in this bowl we are going to add 3 cups of all-purpose flour, we are going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, that's baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, we are going to add, what was it now? I gotta remember here. We are going to add 1 teaspoon of, sorry, that should be a tablespoon, and I don't have enough, so I have to get some more out here. I misread the recipe. Luckily on the underside rather than the overside. put this back in. And we are going to measure this with the right one. We want 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, of ground cinnamon. There we go. Good thing I double checked the recipe there. We would have been a little shy on the cinnamon. So 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. And 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. And now we're going to take our whisk and we're going to whisk that all together. And once we have that nicely blended together, we'll set that aside and we'll bring back our bowl with our wet ingredients. And now we're going to start mixing this into the wet ingredients, a little at a time. It's a very simple cake, easy to make, and a delight to eat. It goes really well with a nice cup of coffee. I guess that's why they call it a coffee cake, huh? Now again, you can do this in a Mixmaster. I would never tell anybody, don't use a Mixmaster. They are wonderful machines and can speed the process up a great deal. But as I've said before, I'm a kind of hands-on guy and got to keep my physique, right? So, we are having lovely weather, as I said, nice and snowy. Maybe I should have sung Winter Wonderland or something instead of the song I chose, but I was feeling more optimistic today, and I like that. I like that song. Well, there's the oven. I've preheated it to 350, and it's just telling me it's now ready. That's what the beeping is. Getting this all blended in here well. This part does take a while, I realize. So. I hope some of you in other parts of the country are having nicer weather than we are. And, I know I just had an email from Cindy from Burning Sands Exploration, and she's planning to go out and make some new videos the end of this month, so I'm taking it that they don't have snow there yet. And it's a great channel. If you haven't watched Cindy, she has Cindy's Vlog, or is it Cindy Vlogs? There's 2 channels. One's Cindy's Vlogs, with S's on both, and the other is Cindy Vlogs. And her 2 channels are Cindy Vlogs and Burning Sands Exploration. Both great channels, and encourage you to check them out. I'll put the links in the description box for you. But Cindy, really nice lady down in Nevada, and she runs a small farm and does exploring and does vlogs with her and her granddaughter on crafts and other things. Oops. I'm losing ingredients up the side of the bowl. That's not good. Here we go, we almost have this batter ready. And you're going, wait a minute, he said this is blueberry zucchini cake. Where's the blueberries? Well, once the batter's all blended together, then we'll mix those in. So I do have them sitting here on the counter, ready to go in. And we're almost there. This would be a nice coffee cake to have on a day like this here, like when it's cold outside, and I'm sure you can make yourself a cup of coffee, or have a piece of blueberry zucchini coffee cake, and a good book, cuddle up under an Afghan and read your book and have your coffee and cake. If you have a fireplace, then you can get a fire going and sit there in front of the fire. I don't have a fireplace, but would love to have one. I always enjoyed a nice wood burning fireplace. But unfortunately, where we are now, we don't have one. So. Alrighty. That is all now nicely blended together. Get out of the way. And then we want 2 cups of blueberries. Now, actually, I'm using Saskatoon berries, but the recipe actually calls for blueberries. And we're going to blend those in. Let them all work through the batter. Now, you can make this in a bundt cake pan, or you can do it in a, what some people call a casserole, 9 by 12 inch casserole dish. You want to grease either one, whichever one you're using. That's tasty. Whichever one you're using, you want to grease it well. And we'll put it in there. Now you're going to have a lot of time to go do something else today, as I always joke, because this has to cook for 1 hour and 10 minutes. So there we go. It's a nice, really tasty cake. And like I say, don't let the fact you don't like zucchini put you off, because, as I said at the beginning, if I didn't tell you there was zucchini in here and I just gave you a piece to eat, you would likely never know. The zucchini does add a little bit of zing, not much, and what it mostly does is provides a great deal of moisture. Now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this is probably going to mushroom over the top of my pan as it grows, so I may have to put it in a bigger pan. But anyway, it's ready to go in the oven. It'll go in the oven at 350 degrees for 1 hour and 10 minutes. So I will come back when it's ready. I think I'm going to put it into a bigger pan than what I have here. I think this is only an 8 by 11 instead of a 9 by 13, which it should be, or 9 by 12. So I will see you shortly as we come back and check our cake and see how it's doing. All right, our time is up. Let's check our cake and see if it's cooked. Take our probe and insert it. And it comes out clean, so we're good to go. So turned the oven off already, just figured it would be done. So we take our cake out of the oven. You can see how it's looking already. Now, before we turf it out of the pan, we need to let it cool for 20 minutes. If we try and take it out too soon, it'll fall apart, so we don't want to do that. So we're going to let it cool for 20 minutes and we will be back to see how it turns out. Alrighty. I'll set my timer for 20 minutes. And there we go. I'll be back with you in 20 minutes to check our cake and see how she turned out. Well, we're back. The cake is cooled. I pulled it out of the pan and we have it sitting there. It's ready to go. Now you could serve it just like that, or if you'd like to make a glaze drizzle, you could do that. I'm just going to powder it with a little bit of icing sugar, because it already has a fair bit of sugar in it, so you don't want to make it too sweet. So just a nice little powdering of sugar. You see I put a paper towel on the counter to catch the excess, so there we go. Let's do a little bit around this side. Kind of looks like the snow outside. But there we have it, a blueberry zucchini coffee cake. Something you should be proud to serve to anyone. Hope you enjoyed today's recipe, and I'll see you on Friday for this week's shoutouts and Groaner of the Week. Until then, take care, stay safe, and God bless.